Good evening, everybody. Hope you can hear me okay. Let me get my mic over here. Hey, Patrick. We'll start here in just a minute. Add some fuel to the situation. You should never have drinks near your sketch cards, but I do, so oh well. Just have some extra ones, I guess. All right. Well, tonight I'm going to do a quick sketch, probably, because I got to get back working on this, which some of you probably know what this is who are watching, some don't. This is the back of one of the Bookworms sketch cards. Just came out for us to work on. Hold on one second. All right, let's try that again. Hey, Bobby. I don't know if you guys can hear me okay. Let's see. Yeah, looks good now. Sorry, I had to adjust my stream a little bit there. Excellent, excellent. There we go. That looks better now. Sorry, I had to reconnect some different connections to make the stream work here. But anyway, welcome. Good to see you, Bobby. I guess you know what these are, right? Not going to show too much. There's nothing on that, but yeah, that's one of the shaped cards from the Bookworm set that's being actually worked on right now. So yeah. Anyway, it's one of those. We're not going to do one of those since they're not out yet and under contract. So throw that away. But I am going to work tonight on the GPK card stock. I haven't done one of these in a while. I really like these, so I'll do a quick one tonight. I don't really do warm up sketches. People probably should, but I've been doing sketch cards all day, so I'm kind of warmed up already. But I thought I would just do one I enjoy. I'm going to do a Frying Brian, not Frying Ryan, but or Electric Bill. Frying Ryan's a different character, but do one of those and just discuss kind of GPK state right now. Just some opinions, views, things like that. Things are kind of a mess right now, but thanks everybody for tuning in. So we'll get started on that so I can get off to working on some other cards. So let's see. This is one I really like. I usually always do Brian Briner. I like the alternate name, which is Electric Bill from OS1. So I'm just gonna get to it. We'll probably do some neon stuff with him. I know I really like doing that in the past couple months, but I've never done. I think I thought about it, but I didn't do a neon kind of version of him. And it might be grayscale with neon. So we'll do something just kind of fun, and then we'll get back to doing the other work. So I had a lot of fun recently getting those sketch cards from Topps, which we're now actively working on, all the different artists. My FedEx box is over here. There we go. I get one of these. Of course, I didn't get it in the mail. I had to go retrieve it. Topps was so kind to send it 4 hours away from my house and then never responded to me about getting it. So thanks, Topps, for that 8-hour round trip travel for that box. But at any rate, it's going to be fun. I'm thinking about drawing on the box and put some artwork on it and then just maybe auctioning it or something to get some money back. But Bobby, I doubt you had that problem. I hope you didn't. I know being in the UK, you got your boxes maybe a day later than some of us in the States, but I got mine about 4 days later. So anyway, I like doing kind of a closer zoomed in shot of Electric Bill here, where I kind of do his head, part of his body here. He's a character who's strapped into an electric chair, and he's getting shocked to death. So there's also a lot of restrictions now. I know a lot of fans have been made aware of the restrictions we have now over some of the subject matters we can do for GPK. We're restricted on the blood, urine, poop, those kind of things. Also, excessive violence. So in racial stereotypes, I can get it out. Which I'm gonna guess. I guess that's maybe some of the Asian ones. I don't really know, but let me move this too. I got this piece of really slick paper here because the new cardstock, again, not this stuff, but the other stuff, it's got that unsealed flat matte stuff on the back of it. The new Topps stuff does. So I'm scared it's going to rub off on this paper, which I've used before. And on vacation, I would rotate my cards I'm drawing, and I wore off some of the blue on the back. which this paper here seems to prevent that. This is like a really fine Express X Copic style paper. Actually, is what it's called. It's highly coated paper. But any rate, get back to this stuff here. See if I can get his face shaped more the way I want it. But yeah, it's going to be a busy 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks for some of us. We're working on these sets. It's been kind of all over the place, so. So he's got kind of the old school thing we saw in the States before. He's got the old plate that goes in your head and shocks you. So I don't think anywhere in the States uses the electric chair anymore. Maybe Texas did, but I think everything is lethal injection. It's all lethal injection these days. Yeah, Bobby, 3 days late. That's not too bad. I don't think I lost a lot of time. It just was the irritation of spending the money to go get spending the fuel and the gas prices here, getting the cards and not being responded to. I don't know. Communication is key in any business. So that's all I can tell you is it's been an irritating challenge lately talking to art directors and such, or brand managers, or whatever their title is at this point. I think it's brand manager, but hey, it's the way it's kind of going these days. I'm really doing the set hopefully to enjoy it, hopefully to contribute some cards that fans will enjoy, and that's the name of the game for me. So there are some other major changes to that set I won't discuss just yet, but again, I think it's pretty public knowledge about the drawing restrictions. And I just say, if you don't like it, let Topps know. I still think there's a lot of characters we can produce. There's a lot of good art that can come out of the set. It's just, new ownership, new sheriff in town kind of thing. If Garbage Pail Kids can't be rude and kind of grotesque, which I admit I don't always use urine and poop in my drawings, not a whole lot, but it doesn't feel like GPK as much if it's being restricted. But hey, we'll find out, right? Yeah, the one thing I wasn't going to talk about, but since it's a live stream and low viewership on these anyway, which is it's fine with me. I honestly like doing them just to talk to people and get charged up to do the next batch of art. But not being able to do some of the normal cards we do, types. I mean, like panoramic cards are, to my knowledge, at this point, not in this going to be in this set, along with puzzle cards. So I don't know what you're going to do on blaster boxes, and that's going to come out too. So if it hasn't already, people are going to find out. Not sure who made that call or why, but seems weird to me. Panoramics are some of the best cards to do, I think. I used to really like when we did call them panos for dual artist panos. Haven't done those in a long time. Forgot what set we stopped doing those, but Yeah, where you one artist would do half the card of the pano, and another artist would get the card in their box and do it. It takes more time, obviously, to produce that kind of content, but it was well worth it. I think fans really enjoyed it too. So, Bobby, I'm sure you've seen some of those, or you probably even have some, or checked them out. Where the dual panos were awesome back in the day. Back in the day. Try to, we'll take a little bit of liberty here with this. Yeah, Bobby, I'm thinking about doing some dual panos with some artists independently, like just trying to contact a few I know, and like I could send you one. That'd be great, right? I'll do half, you do half, and just see who would like it. Could do it for a fundraiser or something, or some kind of special edition. I would love to do stuff like that. I think it's a lot of fun. Um, let's see. I want to raise this right here a little bit. I got to do sketch cards with one artist I knew before he was a Tops artist. We were friends, like GPK collector friends, and we both got to work with each other on. I think it was a wacky packages set, but it was a dual pano. They did them on those too, and that was really awesome. So I missed that. I actually, funny enough, got to do some replacement panos one time for something that got lost in the mail. Ran out of space on this. We're gonna make it work. So one of my first wackies I ever worked on was a 50th anniversary panos that they got lost in the mail. The originals did, so a lot of the artists' work was destroyed, but gave me an opportunity to sort of be on the 50th. So that was cool. Been a couple years now. All right. Let's get some facial features going on here. And for me, his nose is always a little different than some of the other GPK noses. But I really like doing Fine Brine. I just really do. He's, when I do these sets, I kind of have a certain. I always like to do characters I've never done before, and I've got a whole list of those this time. And I've already done a few this today actually that I've not put on the sketch cards before. Enjoy doing those. Some I've some I've avoided in the past. I've talked about that on here. Just sometimes you avoid a character you're not sure you can pull off, and it's not even a hard character. It's just something you're not comfortable with. But I did one of those today, and I enjoyed it. Yeah. And Bill's not one of those for me. Electric Bill's. I always think of him. I love the wordplay on that. But I always like doing him in the set. He's always a comfort sketch for me. So I've been drawing him a long time. So I used to draw him on some some fan art. I had glow in the dark paint around him and stuff. Make him kind of glow as he's getting shocked to death. You know, attention to what I'm doing with the mouth. Give him a little more of a cheek there. Just trying to make sure the cheeks and stuff in these characters are always kind of pumped out as enough as they must. That's a little much there, but they've got their own style to it. But I like mine to have an essence of Pound, these original OS 1 and 2 characters, and I guess 1 through 5, really. Or Bunk, whichever one, whoever I'm working, working their character. But, yeah. He's not incredibly hard, just I like to spend my time on him, get him where I like him. All right. And the thing about Bill is Bill didn't have any eyes. He's got these X's, but he does have like a little bit of a tension there around his eyes. There is I can't remember what set it's from, but there is a funny another take on him. I don't know who did it, which one of the finishing artists, but there's one where Bill gets up and he's escaping the chair too. Like he got away, he got pardoned or something by the governor. So we'll draw that one day. Let's see. And then like on the sides here, like little. Try to keep it jagged as possible here. But inevitably, I don't do something different. This is supposed to be the electricity shocking him and stuff, so it's pretty cool. Just kind of leave it like that. Line that up better. I've seen some artists selling their return cards for this bookworm set on online, which is it's fine. You can do that. But I was nervous to see that because like gosh, I can't imagine selling my blanks yet because who knows when this set will come out. It's slated for July, late July this year, but with Vacation not being out, I mean, who knows? You know, who knows what's going to happen? Let's go ahead of the card with that. So, I haven't sold my Vacation blanks yet either, so I'll be doing commissions on those when that set releases. I'm kind of just taking my time with it, because really, I can't commit to anybody when I would really be able to give them a card officially. You know. Uh, so Bobby, you're doing some style to get you going faster for the 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm so far going kind of my own style, the same original style I do usually. I have had some thoughts about some of my coloring, changing up my coloring style a little bit to make it faster, and I will be combining my. I always do a pencil stage. I always pencil everything out first. If I have a pencil of something, I can make it work. But and then I'm going to do my lining and my inking all at the same time. So I'm going to double up on that stage for me. Um, there'll be some rough nights for sure, just to get this done in time. But it'll be all right. I'll make it. And in the end, too, if I have them in pencil, if I need to go to black and white and do grayscale mode, I can do that. And I thought about it today a little bit. I honestly thought about doing some grayscale stuff, and I did a wacky online set like that a few years ago. I just wanted to do grayscale entirely, and I enjoyed it. I really did. It's what I wanted to do. It looked great. You just skip the pencil and inking. Yeah, yeah. That's. I hate when people have to rush though. Take your time, not enjoy it as much. I mean, that's just hopefully you're enjoying the work. Wow, painting, yeah, painting with markers and pens and pencils. Yeah, yeah. Can see it. Can see it for sure. You're not alone. A lot of people are doing that. Yeah, I've been penciling so far, and I used to do all my regular size cards like this size first. I did all however many we had. This time it's in the 50s, we'll say. But I do all those first, and I would do shaped. Never worry about shaped cards because they're not as much content, and they usually don't receive as much detail. But and then I would do my panos and my triples and my puzzle cards before it lasts. And I did that for years, but now I kind of do the opposite. I'm gonna line this one now. Luckily, luckily I didn't have my cards too soon, or I could have made a mistake on the puzzle thing. So I saw some people get hit on that, and it's a shame. behind the scenes, I saw some nice art that has to go in the trash now. Or maybe it can go in a maybe it can be sold as a return. You know, I hate that. But you know, at the end of the day, we're just contractors, so you know, that's the way that works. All the good and the bad. I do like to write out a list of all the characters I'm planning to draw. That doesn't mean I do them, but I have a checklist these days. I've done this for the last so many sets. I'll just write out every card I'm going to do, triples, puzzles, shaped, and I'll write a character beside them. And that's part of where that character's never done list comes from. And it helps me stay focused. Like if I need to, you know, like again, this is a safety card for me, an easy one. So if I want to do something on the list, it's after I've drawn some hard drawings, I'll do something like this. Peace of mind, if anything, really. I'm a little shocked we didn't get an extension on these though. We could have. But I'm seeing that on all the trading card companies and different licensing, well, the tops for different sets. I'm seeing the same kind of demands and uh, inability to get sketch card blanks out in a timely manner. I'm seeing some of that across the board, different companies. So I'm not sure why they can't get supplies except for supply chain issues, I guess, that are still present. I mean, it's kind of baffling to me that paper would be that hard to get, but card stock and ink and things. But again, I'm not right there in that industry. I don't know. Just seems weird. Ah, yeah, you should. Yeah. Bobby's talking about sending some cards back there. Yeah, we do have some overflow cards this time, so we can throw them in the trash pile. Um, yeah, I always have a few I don't like too. Like there's always a few that it just didn't turn out the way you want it. But that's getting to be better for me. You know, there's only two cards in there, yeah, or so. I'm all right. I really have been really happy with the last few sets I've worked on, and I'll be honest, this set I'd like to do a good job, but I'm not feeling it as much. Um, Once I get going, though, maybe I will. I haven't done a whole lot of them yet, so you know, hasn't materialized for me yet. But yeah, I think the time crunch is just. I find it irritating. It's not impossible when I can do it, but they spoiled us on the vacation, so they gave us a lot of time, and I didn't end up using it correctly. I had to move during that time frame, so I appreciate having the extra time, but it was a buffer for me to move. But I like having about a month and a half, roughly, to do the cards. That's what I like. That's plenty of time, if you know, at least 3 weeks, I'd say. We do have a few less to do this time, but it's just about quality and putting your best foot forward with these cards. Sometimes you can't quite accomplish that all the time if you're being rushed. you know who loses out? It's going to be people buying the cards, unfortunately. All right. Let's erase some of this stuff. Yeah, I think you're right about the printers. It's actually right. Oh, those colored pencils. So those is that Patrick? Is that the pack that the extra pack I had? I wasn't so sure about. I think they were the ones you were going to test for me. Yeah, Patrick was testing some colored pencils for me. I bought cheap. Just knock some of this pencil off here. So this extra step, right? Take away. Yeah, the communication, Bobby, is what probably makes me the angriest about the whole thing. I cooled off about it, but you know, basically because of bad communication, I had to drive 476 miles round trip to get my cards. Even though I've always received cards at this address except for one set. I worked on somewhere else and I got the cards there. And I always send my full information when I accept a set, with my address, phone number, name, all those things we're supposed to do. And you know, it's okay to make a mistake and ship things the wrong place, but it's not okay to ignore me for 3 or 4 days when you say contact me if you have any questions or problems, and you never write me back. And I still haven't heard anything about the issue. I finally wrote them back and said, just forget it. I'll take care of it myself because I just realized if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't be getting the cards and working on the set. Sadly, so let's hope that when we get additional cards, that I get my cards. So. All right. Let's see here. Let's see here. So, sorry I didn't make it on here last week. I was actually kind of ill. I didn't feel well, so it's just been a rough few months getting colds and weird things. So, but trying to make it more regular. I'm going to the Philly non-sport card show again this year in May. I think the guest artists there are going to be Chris Meeks will be there. I've never met Chris. Could meet him. Uh, Jeff Zapata. So I think you probably know him if you know GPK, but he's former art director for Garbage Pail Kids. He worked on the all new series relaunches in the 2000s, and he's also working on the R.L. Stein artwork that's inside. He's doing the ink work and the cartoon illustrations inside. So, but he's also done artwork here and there for us. So he'd be kind of cool to meet. And the big artist is for me to meet is James Warhol. So it's Andy Warhol's nephew who worked on classic GPK sets. He's done some of my favorite cards, so I'd like to meet him and get him to sign my book here, my little GPK book I've got with different. I try to get every artist I meet to sign it, sketch artist, whoever. And there was one more guest there to be Ingrid. Name's Ingrid Hardley, I think. She's produced a book about sketch cards, a few of them, I think. So I'm not as familiar with her work. I believe she's an artist as well. Oh yeah. Oh, the hotels are too much for that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It would be. The flight's over expensive too. that kind of thing. Be cool to see people. Let's see. I'm gonna do some kind of grayscale thing with this guy tonight. I'm not gonna do color on him, but do some background color. Let's see. I saw that Jeff made some venture into the apparel, like artist apparel stuff. He made some shoes. He designed some shoes and was selling them. So I don't know. I've heard he's kind of a character, so I'd be interested to meet him and see what he's like in person. But yeah, I'm really stoked about meeting Warhol. That'd be kind of cool. I always think he's really funny in the GPK documentary. If you've ever seen that, he talks about how when he interviews with Topps to do the cards, he doesn't want to do them because he thinks he's going to be picked on, I guess, in our industry for doing GPK, and maybe he was. I don't know. I still get it sometimes for some sketch cards, but they did really well before they did super well, but well, I guess they've done well. OS 1 and 2 had done well, but I can't remember if he's in 3 or 4 where he comes in at 100%, but I think it's after 3 they start leaning on other artists, but oh yeah. Well, maybe one day you get to come over here. Hopefully the rates and stuff and it'll become affordable. I need to get a hotel for up there still. I usually end up getting it late and having to be a little further away from that event. But I get a good hotel room. A little further out, you can get a really nice hotel. But it is expensive to travel and do things like that for sure. I'm taking my son with me. I took him last year too. He's 9, and he really enjoyed just hanging out up there. So he's a good half the reason I'm going to go, honestly. So I know he'll enjoy it. They have a dinner too at that event. So after the first night of the show, they have an event dinner. So it's kind of nice. You get to hang out with collectors and fans and other artists and just kind of have a little get together. It's kind of nice. My first year going there was the best. I got to meet several artists up there, a lot of the main finishing artists and things, and I enjoyed it. I've had other good years too, but and they switched venues too. They've actually upgraded their venues, so they have a better venue than they used to. I do personally plan to do some shows myself this year, different trading card shows in my area, closer to the 3 states I'm around. So I plan to do some setups, and when I do those, I'll talk more about them. But I've looked into doing it this year and thought if I'm going to do it, I might as well start doing it. So. And with this, I'm going to blend this when I'm done at the end here. Maybe I'll go cut cards. Is the area nice? The area is okay. It's a suburb of Philadelphia, which is not super nice, but there are things to go around and see, especially if you haven't. I don't know if you've been to the States before or not. it's okay. There are some other areas around it. It's not the nicest area, but it's not the worst either. So it's just okay. It's better than the other site they used to be at years ago. They had a kind of a more of a rundown place before. It's more about who you see and meet and connections you make than it is the event. I'll say that. Um, in all honesty, but it's about making connections and a lot of old timers are there selling cards and things. So it's one of those kind of events. But yeah, it's really just about what artists are there and who you want to meet. Um, I think the after the dinner, there's usually sort of an after party thing where you go to another restaurant or something, just hang out with the artists and talk to them. That's probably one of the coolest things I think is just to get and hang out with people, um, talk shop and stuff, and I think even some of them there did art. They did art overnight. They were in a room with a one of them brought an airbrush kit, which is when they were doing paintings in the room in their hotel room. But yeah, unfortunately, the few times I've had to work on a card set while I'm there. So I'm set up I take my stuff too. So I'm in my room after dinners and all that overnight, trying to get a few cards knocked out or a commission or something. So um, it just always seemed to line up when I was busy. And I think the last time I went, I was doing Inktober at that time, so I had stuff with me too. Only Florida, Miami. Oh, well, that's a nice place to. You've been there. That's pretty nice. Yeah, that's nicer. It's nicer than the card show that by far. I want to give him some stubble because he's got some beard here. Let's do that. Let's see what else too. I need to give him a little more texture on the side here. His mouth. Yeah, if you've been to Miami, it's nicer than. It's in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, a suburb of Philadelphia. So, but it's got some cool people there. There's some other with card vendors and stuff that are there, so it's cool to hear the industry insider stuff. You know, a couple years ago, I think the first year I went, Tom Bunk was there, Joe Simcoe, uh, Chad Sears was there. Chad introduced me to everybody. That was pretty cool. Um, David Gross was there. Um, LeRon was there. Joe's Smoking Joe was there. He was there. So one of his first years doing GPK production art. He was doing sketches before that and some wackies, but he did some of that. But yeah, I got to meet Tom Bunk and all that, so that was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I got to meet a lot of them at once, so that was pretty awesome. Get introduced to him as a sketch artist was cool too. So you know, um, yeah, it's really neat. All really nice guys, and I've met in years after that. I've met Brett Engstrom, um, met Mark Pinator. Um, so I guess I need to meet John Pound. I'm not haven't met him. He's hard to find. He's out on the West Coast usually, so harder to get a hold of him. But maybe one day, it'd be kind of cool to meet him. Oh yeah, yeah. Don't get me wrong. There are hotels up there that are good. It's not dodgy. It's just not a lot to do. So if you're just into the event, you'd be fine. And there's plenty of decent hotels where I'm gonna go. I usually get a suite, which I have a kitchenette and everything with it, for the same price I would get a regular hotel room typically. So I usually do pretty well. And they have discount codes and things for the event if you're quick. think they have it at a Hilton, and they have the dinner at the Hilton too. And then there are plenty of hotels around it that are decent too. So I have stayed beside the place. I've stayed a few miles away. I've stayed at the place. So can't go wrong with that. We'll build up a little more darkness in the back of his head here. All right, just about done playing around with this. Got a little shadow on his eyes over here. A little more on his nose. All right. No, this is not one of the cards I got, Patrick. This is from GPK's website, gpk.com. This is just a blank from them they sell there on the back, gpk.com. This stock actually is probably a little bit more enjoyable to draw on, actually. Trying to fill this in a little bit here. No, I'm not going to draw any actually cards on that haven't been approved yet on camera. I think that would be a little bit of a no-no. But hey, whatever, right? Try not to violate the contract too much. That on the bottom side there. Yes, you have to be a to get these. Anybody can buy these off gpk.com. No, you can go to them. I think they're still selling them. Any fan based. It's like a fan based art card, really. So anybody can buy these. But of course, to get the tops ones, you do have to be a tops artist. So sketch artist. Move that one a little bolder there. You know, now I tell you about the cards now, right, Patrick? You just bought some more sketch cards. Thanks. It's looking okay. Talking a lot. It's really different drawing and talking, I'll be honest. It's always different. It's good stuff. Good conversation. Hoping next month to have some other artists to chat with as well. Bobby helps me out all the time on here, but we can maybe get some audio going. If I can get Bobby on here one time. I know I have a lineup with another artist, another sketch artist, to maybe pop in and talk a little bit about what they do. Be kind of cool. Get to the beginning of May, maybe things will slow down for us. You know, it's the idea. There's a little shading on his. A little bit more of that in there. Got my heat on upstairs and not my AC. Need to turn it on. Kind of cool here today where I live. Anytime I draw on camera, it gets hot. All right. I think that's just about. We'll look on that a little bit up there. Some more. Oh yeah, so there's a book-shaped sketch card Bobby's referring to. Let me see if I can grab one. I'll reveal it to you. I don't care. Let's see. So here it is. Here's the book-shaped themed card, and flip it over. You sign the back. Um, Themes for these, I am going to try to layer in some probably back card art, some of the card art that's on the back of the cards, because usually those look nice on the shaped. Um, there's a few that have some books or book related things, or I think there's one where, like, I think I've drawn it before, where the boy's reading the girl's diary. There's the principal. I've seen a few like that, but and there's a Mark Twain one. There's an Edgar Allan Poe. I mean, I really do try to pull into the theme what previous GPKs sort of had touched on the same theme with the current set, but I'm kind of struggling for it. But if I have to, just zoom ins and heads and stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't um, got to a point where I'm super happy with my plans for those, but I'll work something out. I don't know. Have you worked on those at all, or anything similar? I do. I actually go through online and pull from databases, look at every card that are in the last few sets or old classic sets, and try to match them up with the theme of the set that's coming out, and pull what I can. They're not a one-to-one match always, but you know. I've almost, I thought I exhausted the back art, the back of the card art from the original series that I liked, or even other series, but I haven't. I went back and I look at stuff I didn't use that I maybe had, planned to use for a previous set and didn't need to, or had enough examples of whatever I wanted, and I found 3 or 4 just thumbing through me the day. That I thought, wow, I can use that. I like that. Like it, just kind of clicks. You see it, and you're like, yep, I'm going to use that. So, um, but I love using the back art. I think it's artists have been using it for a couple years here and there, but I haven't used it as much, and I just love being able to tap into that, try it out. Yeah, the shape and the size is really kind of odd. Um, I just knew it though. I knew you'd have something with books on it for sure. I mean, they always do something like that. So no shocker there, but it was a little dark. Let's see, 7. Yep. And Patrick, you see, I was telling you this one, I'm just kind of building up layers of different gradients of this stuff, going darker and darker and darker on this one. And I will probably just go ahead and blend these out in just a minute. This is pretty dark on this side here. Yeah, I was actually planning this year to do 2 shows, go to set up for 2 shows. I've already planned to do 2, do the house. So hopefully I can get some other art produced so I can have something there to display and show and just kind of experience that. I've never set up at a show. I've been to a few of them, but I'd like to set up at one and just try that out. Found 2 in a pretty good area that are not super expensive. I think I can easily cover the cost on them if I just sell a little bit, and see if I like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I will. I don't mind drawing in front of people if I'm on site, so it's okay. You've been of Boning Tony, huh? Wow, that's it takes some effort. I've done one of him last time, and or time before, I can't recall anymore. Honestly, the last 3 sets are blending in my head together, which ones I've done. But I really was happy with the one I produced last time. I worked on him, but that's a good card. It's a really cool card. People love it too. That's a really good one to choose. You get a lot of good feedback on that one. Glad to hear it. I really like grayscale. I think it gets a bad rap sometimes because people want color, 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 everything. And that's fine because color is gorgeous. But doing a good grayscale drawing, ink marker or painting can go a long way too. Something I talked to Smoke and Joe about before a few times. He agrees. He does a lot of these. He likes to do grayscale drawings himself. So he's talked about how they're underrated. You talk about a shortcut, Bobby. Sometimes when I do a pencil drawing like that, I can come over and it's kind of damaging to your marker. But if you have one, you can sacrifice a little bit. You can go over that pencil. I line it. I do some sort of hard lines, just a few of them, and I can use that graphite with the Copic gray markers and sort of use it to color in and blend and build texture. So I've done that. I've went over pencil work with a Copic gray style marker. It does clog up the tip and damage it long term, but if you're in a hurry and you want to have some nice results, it can produce a pretty cool result without not doing tremendous amount of damage. All right, let's do some background color for this thing. All right, let's get some, let's see. Fluorescent orange I like a lot. And then, of course, we've got to do a yellow. Let's see. Let's see. Orange for the background here. Let's see how that looks. Yeah. I think that'll be pretty good. Maybe I'll get the black light going here and we can take a look at it with the black light. I don't feel so bad that you're on here, Bobby, because I'm killing time. I should probably be doing sketch cards, right, for tops, but it's all right. I'll get it done. I've had sets at different times where I had to sleep in shifts to get them done, time-wise. I don't think I have to do that anymore, but there was a time I did. Not for tops, but for another company. I had a card set I was working on, and I was sort of triple booked. I had 3 sets I was working on, and it just they always come like that. I don't plan to sign up for that many, but you should say no when you can say no. But I couldn't say no to this set. It was the first set I worked on for these folks, and I needed to get in the door with it. And I already sort of had the other sets signed up for, and they all just kind of came and stacked on top of me at bad times. So I worked on this set very last. I got everything else done the way I wanted it, and then I had to finish this set. It was 50 cards roughly in about 24 hours, and that was rough. And I finished the set with 30 minutes to spare, so I was pretty happy about that. Um, but, and then what's the funny part of that story is when I mailed them, I got them in the mail and got them away in time. There had been an email that went out earlier that day about an extension, so I had the weekend and I had 3 more days actually to work on the cards. But I didn't check my email because I was hurrying so fast to get them done. That yeah, but yeah, I'm down to like I think 30 minutes or 23 minutes or something like that. I had 23 minutes to get to up the road and get them postmarked in FedEx. The FedEx truck would leave in a few minutes, so I made it. But was up all night. I worked 16 hours straight on them without a break. I had a peanut butter sandwich and that was it. But I don't like doing that anymore. I don't do those anymore like that. I try not to kill myself. I think everyone's got a story like that about something to work on. So inadvisable behavior. The GPKs, I don't think I've ever got that close. This was a movie related set, but GPKs I've been able to plan my time and schedule pretty well. Same with wackies and stuff. Tops has never been too big of a problem for me. I worked on a Star Wars set that was not too bad either. I think the Star Wars set is one I worked on that was in the way of the other one. So, um, so may not show up very well now, this yellow, but it should shine pretty well in the black light. So in this tip here, I'm going to put the orange back up here too. Probably should have done that earlier. Yeah, so typically this week I'll do all the pencil work, and then next week I'll do all the coloring, but that may not be the way it happens this set. We'll see. Obviously, right? Let's see. I think I want to do green for the logo on this. I don't know why. I just think that would look cool. Slimy and stuff like the GPK logo is. So. And it should glow too and kind of pop, so it's nice. Um, Bobby, in the UK, do you have trading card shows and stuff like that? Like, I guess it's Comic Con stuff is kind of similar in a lot of way, that kind of stuff. I've been to a couple of those things. I don't go to them regularly, but just wondering if you have a lot of those in the UK. Check the chat screen just a second here. That's you come across. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'd heard talk to some of the people over there, and they hadn't really seen too many of those. I'm not sure how common trading card shows are here. I mean, the sports ones are. The sports trading card shows are more common than the non-sport stuff like that. They blend too a little bit too. So I'm going to put a little more edge on some of this. Let's see. Line or increase my line weight. Here's my find that in hard brush tip. Here we go. Oh, you got to meet Tom Bunk? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and Chavez and Arena. Yeah, that's awesome. Did you meet them in Florida, or did you meet them over in? I saw there was a Dutch con over there. I remember that a few of them gone to. I know Bunk goes international. I know Bunk sometimes will go international, so that's cool. Just put a little line weight with this pinch. So this is water based actually, so I'm careful with this one at the end to um, not smear it around or anything. When I met Bunk, Bunk was I'll honestly be honest, it was cool to meet him, but he was kind of out of it. I thought, uh, or he was tired. I don't know. He just I hung out with him a little bit too after the event, but he had a long day. He's an older guy too, though, to be fair. But nice enough guy. Just like he was going through the motions. To be fair too, the guy in front of me, who before I met him, had him sign 1,000 cards. Um, he was he was clearly there to have him autograph cards so he could go flip them. So maybe he was in an irritated mood. I could see that, but he charged for it, so oh well. Yeah, Bunk was the only GPK artist there who I saw who charged for his autographs, but You know, to each their own. If you want to charge for your autograph, go for it. Doesn't bother me. And he's also the legend that was there, so, you know, in comparison to the others. All right. Not necessarily. I just want to add a little more pop to the one side of the line. All right. He's jet lagging. Oh yeah, I didn't meet his wife though. Oh cool. Roddenham. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's his character. He had some friends with him when I was there. He had the executive producer, uh, Aaron was there. There's Aaron Behrensworld, .com. There's GPKworld.com. He was there helping him out a little bit, kind of as a friendly gesture. But yeah, I did get to meet. So when I met Simcoe there at the same time, I got to meet his wife June, and then his kid was there too. So that was cool. I got June to autograph my documentary copy of the GPK documentary along with Joe and stuff. It's pretty funny. So, all right, let's see. Is he was he originally from Belgium or is he German? I was unclear about that. He's not German. That's right. I can't recall what he is. I'm gonna add just a little silver there. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I'm putting a little bit of white dots here and there just to add like a little weird speck of detail on him since he's just black and white. Completely unnecessary, but thought that would add a little bit of coolness to it. Break up that monotony sometimes and just gradients. All right. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna call it. I think that's okay. I think we're gonna go with that. So let's see if I can get the black light going, and I'll try to kill the lights a little bit over here, and we'll get it like a little bit of glow effect. And then I'll let you go for tonight. How about that? First, I'm gonna hit it without the lights off. I'm trying to. This might be a little tricky. Let's see. Let's see here. See if we can get a little more glow here. There we go. It's kind of cool. Get the green there. No, but that's not too bad. It's pretty neat. So that's cool. Oh, you mean with the smudging thing? Oh, Patrick, yeah, that's no problem. Yeah, you can just always go over with it. Probably correct it if you smudge it. Depending on this one, I couldn't because I had this white stuff. And I've got some look. I got some overage on this card. There's nothing wrong with that. You can see even with the black light, you can see where I went over a little bit with the gray here. It's not perfect, but that's why it's a sketch cards, guys. So you don't have to be perfect. If you're using paint, you can just paint over it. But that's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool card. It glows and has a little special effect to it. I'm happy with that. Always happy to do that character. He's pretty cool. And I definitely will do one of those for the set. So if I'll do them in the shaped or if I'll do them in the trash can shaped, I've done a few of those. Or if I'll do them with a regular. So, but anyway. Well, that's it for tonight, everybody. Thanks for checking out the stream and appreciate your support with it. And I'm going to be off doing some cards this week. So late nights of sketching, and good luck to you too, Bobby. Good luck with those cards, and reach out if I can do anything for you, bud. I'll talk to you soon. Patrick, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And I'll be in touch with you too. Both have a good night and have a great week. Hey, Chris, thanks for tuning in too. Appreciate you being out there. Thanks, bud.